Hey, and I'm live. I'm Don. It's late. I'm up. Hi. Thank you for joining me once again. For those of you, this is always the weird part when I say thank you for joining me to no one, but then people see it later. It's like time travel. Thank you for joining me for watching Demolition Man tonight. Classic fave, right? This is in that pantheon with like Point Break and The Lost Boys. It's just one of those movies people know and love and talk about. So, yeah, I thought tonight we would watch Demolition Man. It's currently playing on Tubi. Everything good is on Tubi. Tubi kills it, right? My queue on all the other channels are way less than they are on Tubi. I don't know why. Tubi always has all the good jams. So once again, I saw the other day when I logged in to watch something else that Demolition Man was now available. I was like, this might be a watch along, and by golly, it is. So we are starting at 1:35 Central Time. So that's 2:35 Eastern. Do the rest of the math yourself. But I thought we would give this a watch in a few minutes here, see if anybody's around, and then we would talk us some Demolition Man. This movie is currently rated a 6.7 on IMDb. That's not bad. That's better than average. And it's a 63% by the critics and a 67% by the audience on Rotten Tomatoes. Also, both certified fresh. So, you know what I mean? This movie, it holds up. It stands the test of time. I think it's like a lot of things. It got better with time. Like when people first started watching it and it came out in the theater, it was like, science fiction movie and Wesley Snipes got a blonde mohawk. But then when it came out on cable and VHS and people could watch it over and over and over, and people everywhere trying to figure out how to use the 3 seashells and the whole Taco Bell Pizza Hut controversy. We'll get to all of it. But yeah, we got 3 minutes until 1:40. So how's that for a good start time? We'll watch this. Like I said, we're going to watch this on Tubi. I'll start getting it queued up while I talk to you folks. Yeah, this movie came out in, 93, I believe, right? Am I distracted already? Yes, 1993. I am distracted already. So yeah, that's like at the height of everybody everywhere having VHS and everybody everywhere having cable. So they pretty much then... everybody saw this movie at one point or another. It was forever on HBO and Cinemax and them. The Hunka Chunka. This one is good. This is right at the time when Stallone and Schwarzenegger had the rivalry going. Like, at first, they both were just making action movies. Stallone was doing the Rocky movies and the Rambo movies. And then Schwarzenegger was doing like Predator and then Commando and all that stuff. So about the time they get to the mid-90s or the early 90s, they're like full-on rivalry, and they open Planet Hollywood together and stuff. And there's marketing for Sylvester Stallone as Terminator in Last Action Hero and stuff. So I remember this was the big debate, like, would Schwarzenegger's next movie be, or would Stallone's next movie compare to the Schwarzenegger budget or the box office? Because they're almost always like 100 million, even back then. All right, so let me get this queued up and started. The description. In a non-violent future society, an imprisoned cop is brought out of suspended animation to stop a psychopathic killer on the loose in Los Angeles. Directed by Marco Brambilla? I've never heard of that person in my life. We'll have to do a deep dive on them. The big stars of this are Stallone, Wesley Snipes, and Sandra Bullock. This is like one of Sandra Bullock's first. This and Speed really kind of launched her career. So this is kind of a favorite for moms everywhere because Sandy Bullock turns up. And Rob Schneider's in this. Rob Schneider's actually kind of fun in this. Yeah, there's Stallone. I always love how Tubi has the motion start. Like, I always look up and think the movie has started, and I realize, no. So we got a commercial, so we'll go through that. But be sure to let me know in the comments or the chat if you've seen this one. I'm sure most people's have seen this one. It's a fave. It achieved cult classic status, in the mid 90s and the late 90s. They always hit me with the long commercial up front. If they hit you with the short commercial up front, then about 20 minutes in, you're going to get a long one. But here you get the long one up front, which means theoretically the first one about 20 minutes in will be a short one. I'm fascinated by internet commercial length. But anyways, please get ready to start, and we'll start right at 140. Nice. All right, put you on pause. So we're all queued up at the start logo, so we'll get started here in just a sec. Yeah, first time I ever saw this was on VHS. I didn't go to the theater and see it. I remember it was a big deal. Denis Leary was huge at the time, and he's got a little, like, he's the ruler of the underworld. And the dude Otho from Beetlejuice, he's got a weird role in this. So yeah, it's got all sorts of fun cameos from the late 80s and early 90s. But it is 141, so I'm going to go ahead and press play in 3, 2, 1. There's that. Nice. Yeah, here's the Warner Brothers logo. This one to me starts off kind of like Running Man. You know, you got the cop in the helicopter, and then they end up, blaming him for crimes he didn't commit, and he has to go to some sort of future prison, and then because of that, the story breaks out. So we open in Los Angeles, 1996, which is funny because this movie was made in 93. But I believe at that point I think the Rodney King riots had happened, and there'd been riots in Los Angeles. But it's devolved into a total war zone. Like, it looks like Kabul or some shit. Like, basically all these cars are blown up and everything is just destroyed. Is that the same? I'm not sure. Is the helicopter pilot FBI agent Johnson from? Yeah, it is. Slick from Die Hard. Echo Cero is here. Cha, 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 cha. Welcome, Echo. Nice to see you, buddy. We never did get our prisons where we freeze people, right? The part of the movie I think most people crack up at is when Wesley Snipes goes and he unfreezes all the people, and at one point he's like, Jeffrey Dahmer? I love that guy. Are we watching it now? Yes. Would you like me to pause it so you can get in on this one? And welcome, Planet Azalea. That's nice to be. Glad to see you here. Welcome. Yeah, I started it already, but we're at the 1 minute 51 second mark. So it's playing on Tubi. But we just started, obviously. Send a maniac to catch one. That's like classic 90s action hero patter. And he bungee jumps out of a helicopter while shooting. Also classic action hero stuff. And this is the first movie I think I saw Stallone with the beret. Does he rock the beret as Rambo? I don't know. He might. But then later on in the Expendables, he'll be flossing the beret. Every action movie, someone has to slide down an elevator shaft. It's part of the budget of an action movie. How many elevator shafts we got? Let's see here. Wait, is it a ticket sale? No. Jamie Hart, hello. Welcome. Nice to see you. Glad to have you here, Jamie. Let me guess, you saw this in the theater? I think there's a chance. How do I get on? I'm assuming you, I don't know. I saw this in the theater, if I remember right. It did scream my taste in movies at the time. Yeah, it was, it's kind of post-action hero. Like through the 80s and the 90s, Stallone and Schwarzenegger just did so many action movies that everything became like redundant, and there's all these stereotypes or tropes, I should say. Like you just know what you're going to see. And this is one of the first ones where they sort of understand action movies, and they, play against expectations and other things. Stallone was on a big run around here. I think he also did Judge Dredd around this same time. And it has this same look too, like this Warner Brothers camera look. Wesley Snipes with the blonde mohawk, and then the, weird kind of flat top that Dennis Rodman copied later. But then he also, he's got one blue eye and one brown eye, I think. Don't we all? Sorry. Yeah, Yeah, I love this. We got to have the classic face-off to start the movie because action movies are supposed to start big and exciting, even before the credits. Like we haven't had the title or nothing yet, so this gets the audience settled in and knows something exciting is going on. Grabs people up front, makes them pay attention, and then that way we can have a little exposition after this. Wesley's kind of big at this time too. I think he's actually starting to get big. I think what was the Spike Lee movie he was in? Was that Mo Better Blues? I don't remember. But yeah, he did White Men Can't Jump around this time, and later on in the 90s, Blade. But Passenger 57, Always Bet on Black. I love the Stallone and Snipes hand-to-hand combat, right? Fighting it out and with the helicopter lights coming through the windows. Yes, I saw it in the theater. One of the last dates I went on with my ex-boyfriend before I met my husband. Ooh, so this one's got sentimentality. That's the word I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. Well, that's awesome. You always see everything in the theater. That's today when I was watching Gareth's stream. You popped up and you're like, I saw this in the theater. What the hell was he watching? I already drew a blank. See, my mind's fried. But Stallone also insists on trying to capture Wesley Snipes. So instead of letting him blow up, he puts him on his shoulders and runs him out fireman carry style and saves the bad guy. Just let him burn, Sly. Let him burn. I got to see Sly in person once. He was in Seattle filming Assassins. Oh, Assassins is fun. He was doing an interview, and they told us teenagers, I was on a field trip, not to look at him. So we all stared at him. Was he near any other people? In my mind, he's very small because that's one of the things people mention about him is that he's short. And even right now, he's talking with a cop, and the cop is way taller than him. But, Antonio Banderas is short. So if they're filming Assassins, they probably look the same height. Benjamin Bratt was great in this movie. Yeah, you're right. That's of the many cameos, that's one I often forget about. It was one of his early roles. I can't remember what I was watching either. See, that's what I mean. I sat and watched it for a damn hour, and I mainly was just listening to him and the Scottish Geek guy. I remember the guest. I already forgot it. He was sitting in a chair doing an interview, and it was him and a reporter and some cameraman. Oh, those are probably press junket, like where you have the star or the director sit down, like Byron Allen is always doing press junket crap. And you see all like lots of interviews where it'll be like two actors and then someone off screen is asking them questions. What was it like to work with Marlon Brando or whatever? So yeah, I bet that's probably what it was. He was sitting there getting interviewed for press junket stuff. So here's where Stallone gets arrested. And that's where the movie starts. There's the Warner Brothers Presents. So we're at the 7:15 before we've even had the credits start. They're taking Stallone to the cryo freeze chamber. This is basically the same plot as Idiocracy or what's the Mel Gibson one? I can't remember it. Not The Man with No Face, the other one. But yeah, it's that same logic where you don't time travel, you get frozen in suspended animation. I mean, Alien does the same thing. Well, Aliens does the same thing. I guess Alien does too. It starts with it. So there's Sandra Bullock. She got pretty high billing. She was right behind Wesley. So even here, she's third. Not bad, Sandy. Now I'm waiting on Taco Bell banquets. Yeah, that's one of the funny things people remember about this movie is how in the future all things are Taco Bell. And so thus every restaurant is Taco Bell. But then I think there was some sort of weird legal wrangling or whatever regarding the Taco Bell scene. So we'll talk about that when we get there. It's kind of interesting. How could every restaurant be Taco Bell? That would lead to unbreathable air, right? Well, as I said, we would talk about it later, but we can talk about it now. I believe it's Pizza Hut in a lot of the cuts now, or is it the other way around? It was Pizza Hut at the time and they changed it to Taco Bell. But there was some sort of like argument over, I don't know, licensing, I guess. I'm sure we can look it up on Wikipedia, I bet. So I don't massacre the story. So here's Stallone being frozen naked. And I remember they were talking about this, like Stallone insisted on him being naked in the movie. I think this is about the time he discovered HGH over steroids, because he's not as bulky as when he's Rocky and stuff. But plot. Let's see if the Taco Bell controversy is in here. But they do a good job explaining the concept of cryo freezing and all that. It looks scary. Casting, filming, music, marketing. Box office, go to response, legacy. Yeah, there it just says Taco Bell recreated a 2032 San Angeles version of their restaurant at the 2018 Comic-Con. Let me see. Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, Demolition Man. It was Pizza Hut in the international releases. There are 2 versions of this movie. So originally when it went out to Taco Bell, but I'm assuming they must not have Taco Bell in... here. Executives are worried that international audiences wouldn't be as familiar with the chain. So the mention of the logo of Taco Bell was replaced with Pizza Hut. So yeah, and a bunch of the versions, apparently international versions, it's Pizza Hut instead of Taco Bell. One of the other many crazy things people remember about this movie is in the future, people are so nostalgic that they sing old jingles, I'm an Oscar Mayer wiener and all these songs, the Valley of the Jolly Green Giant, all that stuff. And then it's kind of funny because it takes nostalgia to an absurdist level, and we're almost to a point where nostalgia is at an absurdist level. A year after this came out, Speed came out, and Sandra Bullock just exploded and was all over the place. Yeah, that's what I was saying before, that she was on a good run here. I think the first misstep in her career was probably Speed 2, but until then, yeah, she was golden. Everything she was in made big money. Not all countries have Taco Bell. It would have made sense to pick a place that other people know better. There you go. Echo knows the deal. Wait, you're an Oscar Mayer what? Yeah. No, actually, I'm the Jolly Green Giant. Come to the valley. Sorry, so there's Marco Brambia's credit. Let's figure out what the hell Marco Brambilla has done. I've never heard of this person before. I bet I've seen something else he's made, because this movie's too competent to not be by a decent director. No, it doesn't look like much. He directed a short film called Echo. All he did was direct a bunch of shorts. What the hell? How'd this dude get a career? He directed Demolition. Oh, he directed Excess Baggage with Alicia Silverstone and Benicio del Toro. Isn't that one? Yeah, this dude's done nothing except for this movie. Wow. Even now, he's mainly just doing shorts. Huh. So he's a one-hit wonder director. Nice. Good for him. And there, the future cars look just like the Tesla electric cars. Like the same design of them and the noise they make and everything. I'm telling you, the 3 seashells are coming. Yep, there's the car, auto driving. And she's on video phone. Video phone's in a lot of sci-fi movies. A lot of people thought that was going to happen. I'm pretty sure video phone happened because sci-fi movies were like, we demand it. Retinal scan. At the time, that seemed insane. Now, like, every phone has one and shit. So we're going to see another freezing process. The San Angeles police, huh? Self-drive. Yep, that's pretty much of what we got now. I guess technically, she's the lead, Sandy, because the 2 of them, I mean, Stallone is the lead, but the story is basically her story. It opens on, her here. I think it's Otho's story. Let me see here. I haven't seen this movie in ages and ages. Yeah, I've saw it probably last time it was on cable. This was another one that's frequently on like TNT and TBS and stuff. So when it's one of those where once you've seen it a couple times, you can jump in anywhere. And it's like, oh yeah, the Taco Bell scene, or the sex scene, or the part where they go in the underworld and meet Denis Leary. So it's lots of memorable moments in it, and you can jump in pretty quick. But when I saw Tubi had it, I was like, yeah, I need to bust out Demolition Man. I remember playing the video game a little. I don't know if I ever played it. What system was it for? How do you use the 3 shells, right? And that's like the most hilarious thing to me. That's brilliant writing. Like, think of something in the future that would change, and it would be, everybody there would be commonplace. It's like, well, yeah, we all know how to use the 3 seashells to wipe our butt. And then Sylvester Stallone's like, there's just 3 seashells in there. And Rob Schneider cracks on him. He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells. It's like, because could there be anything even weirder than that, than 3 seashells? Like, I wouldn't know what to do either. It's like, am I supposed to scrape my butt with this? What is it? How does this work? Sorry, I got hit with an ad. I looked up and there were old people dancing a tango, and I was like, what in the hell? So I'm assuming some sort of, medication. I should have known. Hiiiii. I don't even know what you do. Oh, retina specialist. I should have known the word I is in there. But these bastards are hitting me with a long commercial. I lied earlier and I said that I wouldn't get a short one until 14:17 is when I'm at. Interesting. Let's see here. Now that we have auto driving and video phones now, go back and watch old Jetson cartoons and look at all the things we have and no video calls and robots among them. That's right. I want a Rosie the robot. That's when we had VR, and we have VR now. Yeah, that's what the Strange Days in this were like the first time I kind of saw that concept. Strange Days is more like tapping into your brain and controlling your emotions and stuff too, but same type of gig. The game was on SES and Sega, and I played it on Sega, which was the system I had. Yeah, I had Sega too, the Genesis. It's one of those I probably rented. Whenever you rented a video game, it's like, that first day you're confused, and because you don't own it, you don't really like push the effort to try to learn how to play it. So if the game sucks after like a day or two, it's like, oh no, I quit on it. That's what I did with Alien 3. All right, we're finally back from a commercial at the 14:20 mark. So yeah, the San Angeles Police Department, I think they explain a thing where there's like a big earthquake and they combined San Diego and Los Angeles. Greetings and salutations, Rob Schneider just said. Hilarious. Strange Days is so underrated. Yeah, I really dig Strange Days. That's a weird ride. It's a good mystery, but it's kind of got cool sci-fi stuff in it. And what's his name? Ray Fiennes, is that? Yeah, that movie's a wild one. I've seen that on cable a bunch too. It had a really cool, like, futuristic cover, and I don't know. It was a fun one. Sega was the fave system I had because it was the first system that was just mine and not the family. Nice. I liked Sega because they were the first sports games to have licensing. So prior to that, whenever you play a sports game, like, any of the players would just be generic player, whatever, Bill Smith, Joe Thompson. So Genesis was the first one to secure naming rights. They had Jordan versus Bird. And then later on, Bulls versus Celtics and all these different like permutations. But that was the first time you could actually play like with the sports guys. That was like my favorite jam. Let's see here. Boobs look better on Sega than SNES. I wasn't sure. I've never. Yeah, the Super Nintendo was a little pixelated. The little blocky. That's the word I'm looking for. So yeah, I love that her office is like all throwback nostalgia, and that's how people are now. Like, it looks absurd for her to have a Lethal Weapon 3 poster up, but if you had a Lethal Weapon 3 poster, you might put it up. She's got a robot. She's got an old fire truck. Is that a Super Soaker? Hilarious. This movie's like shot like a Barbara Walters interview. Like, all this stuff with Sandra Bullock is super, like, I don't know, Vaseline on the lens or something. They really try to make her look young and glowy. I mean, she is young and glowy, but they got Benjamin Bratt young and glowy too. Well, he is young and glowy. So here's where they bring out Simon Phoenix and release him on the public. It's kind of a convoluted plot. It's like, well, I really need to get crime rate up, so I'll just unfreeze a notorious awful criminal. Now that I think it, I've talked myself into it. That's the way to go. That's cool though that they have that whole story about like when you're in whatever cryo freeze or whatever they call it in here, that they teach you some sort of trade. So like Stallone knows how to knit, and then instead they made Wesley Snipes a super criminal. They taught him everything. And sci-fi movies always have these like shiny metal like tables, like hospital tables. It's like, I don't know, they still don't have the convenience of cushions in the future. They froze Wesley with his earrings? Huh. Somebody at the prison messed up. I miss the old super soakers. Those things were fun. Yeah, especially when you're a kid and you get them all, filled up, and then you catch some unsuspecting goof walking through the yard and you give him a nice shot. But Wesley's even amazed at how well he beats everybody up. It's like, like I said, they had trained him to be a super criminal. I don't know, what would you guys call that haircut in the chat or the comments? It's not a mohawk. It's like not a fade either. It's like just a straight line, but then the top's got like a little blowout to it, and the rest just kind of like a little mini fro. I don't know. Wesley with the one blue eye is kind of haunting, though. It's a good look. Put this in airplane mode. Oh my, oh my. I don't believe it. I like the whole thing where they had the dude who was his buddy back in the 90s and he still works there, because there probably would be like one person who's still a cop. Fix that. Murder, death, kill, and they all freak out. I remember that, like murder, death, kill, murder, death, kill. Code 187. Supposedly 187 isn't the code for murder. I don't know. I've never murdered anybody. I don't know the murder code. Wow, that's kind of cool. They did like that whole Wii thing where they pushed in with the cameras and everybody was pixel or blocked, like we were talking about with the Super Nintendo, and then they like, I don't know, the resolution picked in or whatever. That's kind of cool. They're all broken up about this murder stuff. I like the concept that the cops in the future are weak or whatever, less trained for all this because it's never happened before. So it makes them less effective. I don't know, that's a funny thing. It's a very Stallone type attitude. It's like, if everybody stops doing push-ups, we're all going to get weak. And they had the ergonomic keyboard. That's a fancy one. They probably had those by the early 90s, I bet. The hands-in type of deal. Cocteau Cryo Prison. Let me see. That hairdo looks so good on Wesley Snipes. He'd rock it again someday. Yeah, I'd like to see them make another one of these movies. Yeah, Dennis Rodman, when he was on the Pistons, he got traded to the San Antonio Spurs, and he showed up at training camp with this haircut. And he was supposed to be like, I'm here to be the Demolition Man. That's supposed to be the joke. And then after that, people just made so many comments about the Demolition Man hair that he had all the crazy hair back then. But Wesley was the gateway drug. Hey, welcome, Ultimate Sonic fan from Twitter. Nice to see you. Morning, Gareth. Gareth, what were you watching earlier today? Damn it. Jamie and I were trying to remember. Both of us watched a little bit. We were more interested in you and Scottish Geek Guy. And I've been cramming for this this big test on Demolition Man I'm going through here. Let me guess, Gareth, you saw this in the theater? You and Jamie both? Yeah, I dig all this with the like resolution push-ins with the high cameras because we kind of have that now, but they do it real video gamey, which is kind of fun and cool. And the cold computerized voice, like after the dude dies and they're all freaking out, it's like, would you like to assign a coroner? Like, people are dead. Um, but they show Sandy's got the future down though. She understands all the keyboards and stuff. So it's good because then when Stallone shows up, she'll be there to help him do stuff. Manhunter, thank you. God damn it. Now that you say it, I'm mad I can't remember it. Man, thank you. Jamie shows up. Because there was the whole big discussion about Brian Cox, and then everybody hates Hannibal Rising. And I actually didn't hear the part where you guys talked about the TV show, but you talked about when Barney is in. Well, Barney doesn't play Barney in Manhunter, but yeah, I remember it all now. It's just for some reason I had a blank spot. Yeah, I really dig all these future cars because they do look like the Teslas, like Sportsters, except for that weird little motorcycle. Wesley got him like a cool little bullet car. I guess that's a smart car in the future, huh? Nice. Not only does Wesley need to bring back that haircut, he needs to bring back the overalls and orange sleeveless look. I think most people think Chucky before him. That's probably it. Then I think here's the first part where we start to learn that you're not allowed to swear in the future. Yeah, he's trying to operate one of these kiosks. In all this looks like a gas station now, or even a little bit of a cash station, but everywhere you go, there's these damn automated screens. And yeah, this movie was way ahead of its time on that. So here's where Wesley's figuring out he has all the all the codes and everything for the future. So he understands. He's like, I don't even know what I'm doing. He's kind of like a Born Identity type deal. And there's where he learns Edgar Friendly. That's Denis Leary's character. He's the leader of the underground. So he's brought here to kill Edgar Friendly. Wow, they got me with they had this little thing that hypnotized Wesley, and it hypnotized me. I was like, what happened? I got zoned out there. That blue eye. It's easy to get zoned out on. I like how he's got, where can I get a gun? Then he goes to the museum, and he gets that one big, like, BFG from Doom. Yeah, there's the first time he got a credit violation for the verbal morality statute. He's like, fuck you. And they're like, you repeated the violation. He's like, spork you. Speaking of sporks, you might notice pinned to the top of the chat is a link for my brand new merch store. There are spork shirts. There's Rob Zombie shirt, Don Zombie shirts. Yeah. The whole collection's there. 8 designs for you to check out and love, but today's the grand opening of it. So be sure to check out the link to the merch store at the top of the chat, and I'll make sure I get it in the description too. Everybody wants a Night Owl mug, right? Great gift for your mom. You get Night Owl necklaces. So here the cops show up to arrest him, and they're scared crapless, like they don't know what to do. And he proceeds to beat the living spork out of all of them. Well, you guys don't have sarcasm anymore? The maniac has responded with a scornful remark. And then the computer tells him, in a firmer tone of voice, try it with him. I was like, okay. Sporking spork shirts. Nice to see you, Kayla Cintron. So, Billy, this is the first time you're here. Are you a frequent viewer? I'm teasing her. That's my friend Kayla. She's a lovely and beautiful woman, and I enjoy her very much. I did make spork shirts. They're sporking spectacular. Thank you. The Rob Zombie Sloppy Handhearts World Tour shirt is basically I didn't want to do anything. I couldn't envision anybody wearing the Night Owl logo other than to be nice. So I had to think of fun stuff. But yeah, today's the grand opening of the merch store. So thank you for checking that out. I appreciate you guys for that. So once again, the people in the police station are like caught here, like watching Wesley beat everybody up, and they're all helpless because they know they've got no fighting skills and they have no real law enforcement skills. Wesley just, no, that's, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know, unless he has superhuman strength. He grabbed the cop and pulled him out of the car and threw him like 3 feet in the air. But they make it comical how smart Wesley is and like how talented he is. Stupid. Let's see what Wesley was doing around this time. What in the chat, what's your favorite Wesley Snipes movie? Or in the comments below, let me know what your favorite is. I bet we're going to get a lot of Blade, right? Passenger 57. His 4 that he's known for on IMDb are Demolition Man, White Men Can't Jump, New Jack City, right? That's got to be his best one. That's probably my favorite. And then Blade. 71 films. I'm not going to read them all. This is the new unveiling of the selected filmography, but I did want to see what else he was in. His first movie was Wildcats with Woody Harrelson in '86, where Goldie Hawn plays a football coach. Streets of Gold. Major League, yeah, Willie Mays Hayes. He's pretty great there. King of New York. He's got a medium role. I think he's a cop in that. And then New Jack City. He's like the king of crime, Nino Brown. Jungle Fever, yeah, that's what it was. I said Mo Better Blues earlier. So Jungle Fever is well, he'd already done New Jack City, so Wesley was pretty much a big star when he did Jungle Fever. And then White Men Can't Jump, Passenger 57, Boiling Point, Rising Sun, Demolition Man. This is all 1993. Sugar Hill, Drop Zone, Money Train, Tu Wong Fu, Waiting to Exhale, Murder at 1600. The Fan's pretty cool. He plays basically Barry Bonds. U.S. Marshals, Blade, The Art of War, Blade 2, Unstoppable, 7 Seconds, The Marksman. Yeah, here's where he's doing all these directive videos. This is probably right when he got out of jail. Wesley didn't pay his taxes, or else whoever was in charge of like paying his taxes didn't pay his taxes. So he got this huge, absurd tax bill, and he had to do basically a bunch of court appearances, and I think he did some time in the joint then for it. And when he got out, he was trying to pay off whatever tax debt there was left, and he was trying to crank it out. So he put out these direct videos like bah, 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 the same way Liam Neeson does now. There's Otho. That's this guy. That's all I know him from. It's like he's the weird geisha dude in this, and he's Otho. Let me see here. I usually don't catch the live action. Well, I'm glad that you're here. It's I know it's late for most people, but welcome. We are glad to have you here as part of the crew. I like the Night Owl logo. Thank you, Jamie. You are very sweet. Yeah, I've branded the hell out of it. I decided I use it on every logo instead of my face. Like every thumbnail, it's the main thing. So, but I feel like it says up late. New Jack City with Blade coming in at a close second. That's what I would go with. New Jack City, Blade, and then maybe Demolition Man. I don't know. It's close. He did a lot. Yeah, I think that'd probably be the big 3 for me. So they hit me with another commercial. Cyndi Lauper for Concentrics. God bless you, Cindy, time after time. But the Goonies are good enough. She taught me that. And it's good enough for you. It's good enough for me. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I was finishing up the Wesley Snipes. I think at this point, he's all just nothing interesting. Yeah, Gallow Walkers, Expendables 3. What We Do in the Shadows TV series. My Name is Dolomite. Coming to America. But other than that, it's like one good movie for every like 5 he does now. As before, in like 93 and 94, it was just nothing but hit row. Oh, God. It's bad enough that Amazon doesn't have commercials for Amazon, but they have commercials for working at Amazon. It's like, you guys, you're too overexposed. I'm seeing too much of you. Kind of digging the messy hair look. Why, thank you. It's it needs to be cut, is what it needs to be. But I'm backwards like that. I keep my hair short in the winter and I grow it out in the summer because I'm a dum-dum. And we're almost finally finished with this commercial. Get back to Wesley Snipes punching people in the face. And I apologize if at any point I'm dewy while I do this stream. I turn the air conditioning off so it doesn't mess with the sound. And today is super hot here. So if at any point I look like I'm really worried about the safety of Sylvester Stallone, it's okay. Those sporking commercials, right? Spork them commercials, man. But I kind of dig Tubi's business model where they have all these awesome movies on here to watch, and then they can make so much off of commercial revenue. I mean, it's basically just the old TV model, as where everybody else. The fact that they charge you $15 a month and want to show you commercials on places, it's like, give me a break. You guys are asking for too much. Police uniforms in the future looking very SS-ish. Thank you. John Spartan, that's his name. I couldn't think of Stallone's name. I was drawing even Sandra Bullock as Lenina Huxley, and Wesley Snipes as Simon Phoenix, and Denis Leary as Edgar Friendly. But I was drawing a blank on John Spartan. I should have remembered John Spartan. That's one credit violation for the morality code. And that's Benjamin Bratt. I think he's probably wasn't he? Was he her husband? Who was he married to? Was it Julia Roberts? The chat will beat me to it. The chat always beats me to it. He's currently married to Talisa Soto. Who else was he with? I thought it was Sandy. Give me the personal life here. The two had 10 years. Pinheiro. No, I guess I just made that up. Oh, Brad dated Julia Roberts. Okay, that's what it was. I was under the impression they had more going on than that. So he never sealed the deal with Julia. But I hope him and Talisa are very happy together. So here's where they realize that Simon Phoenix is from the past, and he's like aggro violent, and he's way more built to cause trouble than any of these cops can deal with. So they unthaw the only hope they have, which is Sylvester Stallone. Amazing how they froze him naked, but he managed to keep himself just like in the perfect pose where everything doesn't get shown to keep the rating low. What is this? Is this PG-13 or R? I bet it's R. Rated R. That's what I like to see. I was going to say, there's too much murder. And there's a fair amount of swearing. And there's whatever the hell's going on with the 3 seashells. So we get to see a extended breakdown of how the thawing process works. Stretch the time. Yeah, we are currently at the 33:56, 57, 59, 34-minute mark. So how long is this one tonight? I didn't even look. Hour and 54, really? Nice. I didn't know this was almost 2 hours. Yeah, hour and 55 minutes. Interesting. Had 3 writers. That's usually bad. If you have more than like 2 writers, or even really more than 1 writer credited, that means that it obviously went through a bunch of passes, or a bunch of like writers took passes at it. And sometimes you get like real convoluted plots, but this one holds together well. It doesn't seem too jarry. Yeah, Stallone's still pretty young here. But even now, with the HGH, he doesn't look that old. For a dude who's like 70 or whatever he is. What is Stallone's current age? I bet I get Jackie Stallone's age. Watch. He's 77. Wow, nice. So he was born in 1946. So that's 50. So he's what, 47 when he made this? 46, 47, depending on birthday. So yeah, that's about the prime age to be kind of swole and built like this. He didn't need as much steroids here. Although Rocky IV was that was the peak of the steroid era for him. 3 and 4, he looks like he's chiseled out of marble. It's almost ridiculous. Yo, how's it going, Ginger Ninja? Nice to see you, Jason, my friend. Jason here from across the pond down under. Illuminate. De-illuminate. Nice. He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells. Of course. I didn't notice this before until this first time, but Rob Snyder, working the desk at the police station, greets everybody with greetings and salutations. I love Demolition Man. Yeah, I kind of was talking about this up front. To me, there are certain films that, I don't know, like everybody just sort of has an affection for, Point Break, Roadhouse, RoboCop, freaking Demolition Man, Lost Boys, Goonies, Neverending Story. You know what I mean? Right off the top of the head, you can think of the biggies that everybody will click on. And it's like, Demolition Man is just, I don't know, all of it. I've been marveling at how well it predicts the future, even by being a parody, like the nostalgia and all the technology and everything. Oh, there's where you got fined 1 credit for the moral violation. So chocolate, oh, damn it, let me rewind it. Chocolate, gasoline, educational toys, and anything spicy. Abortion's illegal, but so is pregnancy. So yeah, basically everything in the future is illegal, which is a real, like, kind of, I don't know, political liberal or libertarian type idea that it's like, just get everybody to back off a little bit. So Stallone was ahead of his time on that stuff. And yo, the Rocky movies are awesome. They are. Yo, Adrian. Yo, Kayla. Hey, Boo. Lemonia Demonia is here. Lemonia Demonia. This movie was one of the recommendations after watching The Love Witch on Friday. Oh, yeah, it did pop up at the end. I think that's because it was new. Because when I logged in the other day, it was right on the splash page, like Demolition Man's here. So, like I say, it's a beloved movie. So we're trying to let people know right when it comes out, like, hey, be sure to jump on this. This one actually tonight came down to either Demolition Man or Pet Sematary. And it was so close trying to figure out which movie I wanted to do that I ended up flipping a coin in this one. Well, actually, I flipped a gold coin borrowed from Kayla, stolen from Kayla. The Love Witch is really good. Yeah, she introduced me to that on Friday night at her watch party. I'd heard of it, but I had no interest in seeing it. That's the second time she's turned me on to a new movie I didn't know was going to be good. She also got me onto Lisa Frankenstein. Howdy. Gold coin, exactly. Flip that baby. Hey, Jamie, everybody's welcoming each other. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hey, Ginger. So everybody just saying hello. And yeah, Jason, glad to have you here, buddy. Echo's still lurking around here somewhere too, so keep an eye out for him. I'm surprised we haven't had a greetings and salutations left. It seems like the perfect movie to get one. Oh, he said spork 3 times and he got 3 moral code violations. And then Sandra Bullock explains, this is how insecure heterosexual males communicated with each other. But then Stallone outsmarts the system because he doesn't know how the 3 seashells work. So he just says a bunch of swear words till it keeps spitting out so many paper coupons that he uses to wipe his ass. Hey, Ginger, look at Kayla. Yeah, this is my friend Kayla. A lovely person to hang out with and have in my life. I'm glad to know her. And I would get so many violations for saying spork. You would. You'd be in jail by the end of the day. So yes, I appreciate y'all. Welcome my friend Kayla to hang out with us tonight. It's nice to have her here. What do you think you're scratching, caveman? Oh yeah, that's where he realizes he's got the Snake Plissken, basically. If he gets any bright ideas to go running off, he's got a tracking implant in his hand. That's where Snake had the exploding, detonating throat things. I'm waiting for Escape from New York to show up on streaming somewhere good. It hasn't been anywhere in a while because that's one we all need to watch. 100? Yeah, you would be in jail by the end of the day. So here, Rob Schneider meets Stallone. Simon or John Spartan, and I believe this is where Stallone fell in love with Rob Schneider, and that's why he's in Judge Dredd, because he's like, that guy's funny. That was my best Stallone. It's a limited fake Stallone. I'm working on it. I'm workshopping it. It's coming along okay. So Stallone tells him first thing he's going to do is go get a gun, and they're like, no, you can't even view a gun around here unless you go to a museum. And then Stallone's like, light bulb. Which is a cool thing to like go to a museum and see stuff from now as historical. Like there's the piece of the Berlin Wall and all this. It's a cool idea. The downtown Los Angeles earthquake trapped underneath the glass ceiling. That's kind of dope. So yeah, now Wesley's figuring out where the hell the guns are kept. Yeah, all of these pictures are all from the riots that destroyed Los Angeles and San Diego. The Hall of Violence. Nice. Yes, Snake Plissken. What the world, right? Yeah, I've been waiting to do Escape from New York for a minute. It's not only one of my favorite Carpenters, it's one of my favorite Kurt Russells and one of my overall favorite movies, but it's never, I got the DVD and all that set and the Blu-ray and all that jazz, but I don't have, it's never streaming anywhere good. HBO Max is showing Escape from LA. That's not the same thing. I'm shot. I'm going to bed. Good night, folks. Well, thank you for dropping by, Jamie. It's nice to have you here. It's always a party with you. Girl. Good night, and good night to you. Good night, Jamie. Sleep well. Initialize sequence now. So here's where he realizes that the future cars, man, that looks just like a Tesla. How did they get it that right? Because it's even like doesn't have a hood and all of that. Good night, Jamie. Sleep well. Exactly. Triple feature: Escape from New York, then Escape from LA, followed Escape from Mars. I mean, Ghosts of Mars. That would be it would just bum me out though, because it keeps going lesser and lesser. It starts off so great, and then by the Ghost of Mars, I'll be like, I need to rewatch Ghost of Mars. I'll give you that, Jason. I think you were the one who capes for it, but later Carpenter, it frustrates me. I don't know. Young Carpenter is all amazing. Like he's like early Wesley. It's bang, 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 hit, 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 hit. Night, Jamie Hart. Yeah, Jamie and I watched, we were with Gareth in the afternoon. Now we're watching this now. Jamie's been a YouTube writer today. So here's where the first time we see them singing a nostalgia song. So they have one whole radio station that just plays old jingles. You are now entering the armory exhibit. Wesley just like knocks a guy out for no reason. He's just that much of a bad guy. But he follows the rule that I've talked about before with the Joker and other bad guys, where if they're cold-blooded and scary, we're rooting for them to get caught. But if they're having fun, even if they're doing the most awful stuff, like it's kind of fun to hang out with them, even though like we feel guilty about what they're doing. But as long as they're laughing and having a good time, it's like, well, at least he's having fun. Ghost of Mars was supposed to be a Snake Plissken film. Oh, really? Oh, I think I have heard that before, because there's all sorts of Snake adventures. I think he has his own comic book. I know I have one that's Escape from New York meets Big Trouble in Little China. And then when I bought the double disc for Escape from New York, it came with like a mini version of a Snake Plissken comic. So I think there's all these crazy stories, and it would make sense after you go from New York to LA to go to Mars. But I'm assuming they couldn't get Kurt Russell probably. Yes, that was an awesome comic. You know what I'm talking about. So here's where Wesley gets a shotgun, and then he has the same epiphany that we all should have, where it's like, well, wait a minute, this is the future. Where's the laser guns and stuff? And he goes and gets that BFG from Doom, and it's totally like a AR-15. I don't know. Can you be security in a kimono? It seems like you'd have to have a samurai sword to be security in a kimono. Just trying to kick somebody or wrestle with somebody in those flip-flops? I don't know. I don't think I could do it. So here's where the gun, he shoots it once, and then the battery has to charge, and then he's all trying to figure out where a Radio Shack is. The magnetic accelerator gun. Patience isn't one of my virtues. Wesley's cold in this. Wesley's like, he kind of steals the movie in his own way. I mean, Sandra Bullock getting her first like big role, and then Stallone being Stallone, like going to overpower everything. But yeah, Wesley, the hair and all of it, it's just, he kind of steals this movie. It takes great skill to find a Radio Shack. Stallone tells the Benjamin Bratt, "Hey, Luke Skywalker, use the Force," which is like a funny like future diss, but yeah, I don't know. It comes off kind of corny there. Yeah, their outfits they look like Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation. They are part of a Rhythm Nation. There, Sandra Bullock's wearing yoga pants to work. So see, this movie did predict the future. Exactly. Finding a Radio Shack? Damn straight. All the ones I've ever seen are, they've turned into phone stores now. It's like, go to where the old Radio Shack is, and there's a T-Mobile there now. Lamonia, I'm assuming you've seen this a bunch of times. I know Jason has, and Echo has, and Jamie has. I don't believe Kayla's seen this one. I don't know. Gareth said good morning, but he didn't answer. Oh, he did tell me Manhunter, but I don't know if he saw this in the theater. I never found out. I'm in suspense. Oh yeah, it's a favorite. Yeah, it's a classic. Like we were talking about earlier with Wesley on that streak of 1993. Let me bring it up again because that was kind of a wow. In 1992 and 3, Wesley Snipes did. Oh, let me bring up his whole list here. Why aren't you loading IMDb? Don't give me problems. You're making me look bad. So in 1992, he did The Water Dance, White Man Can't Jump, Passenger 57. And then in 93, he did Boiling Point, Rising Sun, Demolition Man, Sugar Hill. And then in 95, he did Tu Wong Fu, Money Train, and Drop Zone. And Waiting to Exhale. So yeah, he had a 3-year window there where he was on the top of the world. Let's see what Sandra Bullock's first. Is this her first big role? It must be. Actress. So she has 59 credits. So the limited filmography, thanks to Lamonia and Mr. Bones, the limited filmography of Sandra Bullock. Her first film was Who Shot Pat in 1989. Never heard of it. A Fool and His Money in 89. Oh, she was the star of the Working Girl TV show. I didn't even realize they made Working Girl into a TV show. Love Potion #9. That was pretty good. The Vanishing. Yeah, that one's, I don't know. She's good in it, but it's, I don't know, that she's also half annoying. I'm glad she got kidnapped. Demolition Man. And then, yeah, I think probably she got noticed by The Vanishing and Love Potion #9 and then Demolition Man. And then after Demolition Man, that's when it kicks in for her. She does Speed, The Net, While You Were Sleeping, Time to Kill, Hope Floats, Speed 2, we'll ignore that, Practical Magic, Forces of Nature, Miscongeniality, Murder by Numbers. Murder by Numbers is interesting. I'd like to go back and watch that. I think that's like one of Ryan Gosling's first movies, maybe. And then all the rest of these, there's The Proposal. And then The Blind Side in 2009, and that was her big like comeback Academy Award, everything. Did I skip over Crash? I must have. Oh yeah, there's Crash. Ocean's 8. I'm cool. Bird Box. Bird Box was good. I enjoyed Bird Box. Oh, that's right. And she's the voice in Bullet Train. So if you haven't seen Bullet Train, she does voiceover in that. So, oh sure, I look up to see what's going on in the movie, and they say go to a commercial break. You bastards. So that would be a perfect time to take a drink. Once again, they keep hitting me up with commercials for pills and stuff. I don't know. They must. Are you guys trying to tell me something? Bird Box was crazy, right? It was. Especially not just because the movie itself was wild, but the like the ensuing craze that went around it. Like people doing the Bird Box challenge where they're wearing blindfolds in their house and knocking over stuff. And I don't know what's her name? I can never remember that lady's name. She's in everything. She's an American Horror Story and all that. She plays like Sandra Bullock's sister, I think. And like, as soon as she gets it in that, you're like, oh, wow, this movie's going to be off and running. But yeah, Bird Box, I might have to watch again. We might have to watch that here. It's been a minute. Now they're trying to sell me Dawn dishwasher detergent. Give me a break. You're not there yet, boo. LOL. Which one? For Bird Box? Sarah Paulson. Thank you. That is her name. That's what I was trying to think of. Where am I not there yet, boo? To the commercial? To the windows? To the wall? This past Tuesday, Lamonia joined me and Mr. Bones on Mr. Bones' Peep Show, or the Boneyard, Mr. Bones HPS on YouTube, to watch The Hills Run Red. And it was a real adventure trying to find that movie to watch it. But it was, I don't know, Bones loved it, and he wants there to be a sequel. And so he showed it to us. And it's one of the first times I ever watched a movie on stream without pre-watching it. I watched The Flash for the first time, but most of the time I've seen these movies a bunch before I'm willing to watch them on screen. So The Hills Run Red was kind of gory and gross and lots of crazy nudity and heroin use, and it was wild, but I would check it out. It was hard to find. Lamonia found it on some crazy Russian porno site, and I found it on Internet Archive, and it wouldn't work. And then we found it on some sketchy whatever that didn't set off my virus detector. Pills. Oh, thank you. Yeah, gotcha. I was confused. Yeah, I don't know. I might need what was it called? Something or other. Pills. Definitely not area. Oh, those pills. Watch the replay today. We were so far gone. Yeah, that's the thing. Normally with those streams, I have something to say, but I was too busy just like watching the blood spatter and everything. So I don't know. The Flash, what a complete dumpster fire. Yeah, that's actually the last stream I did on my channel was the 100th stream. So Bones' show the other night would have been 101, so this would be stream 102 for me. And out of the only ones I've ever seen the first time are The Flash and The Hills Run Red. And The Flash was the first one I ever did. And that scene with the babies, my face reactions are priceless. Same with when he goes into the weird, like, alternate dimension universe thing and everything's all PlayStation 3. What a mess. Now I understand why you need to pre-watch. Yeah, because I'll just sit there like a dummy and I got nothing clever to say. And every now and then when I try to say something smart alecky, I'll like get caught up in the movie. So here Wesley does what you would think he would do. He let's get you a timestamp here. I'm trying to leave anybody hanging. 52:25, and it's on watching it on Tubi. He goes to murder the guy who freed him. And as soon as he tries to pull the trigger, he realizes there's some sort of like mental block that's been programmed into his brain where he can't harm the person who created him. It's basically the same deal as RoboCop, right? Jason, what's the what is it, Prime Directive? Is that what it is? That was sexist. I don't know why I went that. Kayla, Lamonia, you guys are allowed to know what RoboCop's fancy verbiage is too. I think it's the Prime Directive. Or is that what the Star Trek people follow? Oh, there's the part where Sandra Bullock gets her swearing wrong. And she's like, he finally matched his meat. You really licked his ass. And he's like, that's met his match and kicked his ass. But yeah, she's got no swearing skills. Girl, you need to take a swearing class. Prime Directive is that. Speaking of which, Bones made a new shirt. Oh yeah, I did see the pre-watch for me, Daddy. I saw it was in the shop. I went through Bones' shop when I was looking for to try to figure out what pricing and how to lay things out for my shop. Speaking of my merch shop, there's a link posted to the top of the chat, and as well as I'll probably put one in the description later on when I fill it out. But feel free to check out Night Owl merchandise available today for the first time ever. Get yourself a Spork shirt. To dinner tonight, both of you, please. I said, oh, so here's where dude invites him to dinner, to Taco Bell. And Stallone's all confused. Oh, Kayla's willing to teach you how to swear. Yeah, our Sandra Bullock on how to swear. She's going to need help. She's struggling. I'll gladly teach Sandra Bullock to swear. I'll be buying one of everything. Oh, you are the sweetest. Yeah, get your Don Zombie pillows. Who is this bald dude? The bald dude, I know him. Is it like Stanley Tucci or somebody? Why do I know that guy? Nigel Hawthorne, Grandel Bush, Mark Coulson, Troy Evans, Bill Cobbs. Yeah, I don't know who that is. I will need to look at the extended cast, by golly. Let's go to Wikipedia. They'll tell me. If IMDb won't give me the info I want, the wiki people will. Filming, casting. There we go. Stallone, Snipes, Bob Grunton, Troy Evans. That's right. Jesse Ventura shows up later. Oh, wow. Jack Black is in this too. I forgot. What is that dude's name? Bob Gunton? Really? Yeah, Bob Gunton. I'm unfamiliar with your work, Bob Gunton. I mean, I know your face, but who the hell are you? What have you done before? The selected filmography of Bob Gunton. He's most known for The Shawshank Redemption because he's the warden. And that's what I remembered right away. Ghostbusters Afterlife. The Blacklist. Cool Kids. No. Let's see what your credits are. You did 139. Nice. Argo. Okay. 24. Lots of TV. Dead Silence. You guys familiar with Dead Silence? Pandemic. Lived through it. And we're all stronger for it, right? Nip Tuck. Monk. I Heart Huckabees. Yeah, Bob Gunton, he's just on everything. He's been on every TV show ever made. That's why. He was in Bats. He was in Patch Adams. The Glimmer Man. Shawshank Redemption is the warden. Yeah, that's pretty much the biggie. Jennifer 8. Okay. Patriot Games. Nice. JFK. Glory. Make your own jokes at home. So that's the selected filmography of Bob Gunton. Shout out to you, Bob. So here they pull up their ball and Tesla to this fancy-ass restaurant, and they're all dressed up all super nice. And there's where the guy's singing, Valley of the Jolly Green Giant. That guy who's singing is Dan Cortez. He used to be the host of MTV Sports. Let's see here. I'll be wearing everything. I want a Night Owl shirt and a soft blankie. Oh, that's right. The Misfit Skull, Night Owl Movie Talk, or what's the third one? Oh, the OWL, the Owl World Order. So, what a guy. Yeah, Bob Gunton. Shout out to Bob. But he has the big toast. And it's so funny to see like fancy ass Taco Bell. But then she explains like there was a franchise war and there's a monopoly. So now all restaurants everywhere are all Taco Bell. What did Otho do besides this? He's only in Beetlejuice in this, right? He's got to be in other stuff. What is Otho's name? Glenn Shadix. Oh, Associate Bob. Glenn, let's see what else you've done. The selected filmography of Glenn Shadix. He's best known for Beetlejuice. Heathers. All right, yeah, I can't. He's Father Ripper. Planet of the Apes in 2001. Oh, the bad Planet of the Apes. And he's a voice in Nightmare Before Christmas. Shout out to Jack Skellington. He has 91 roles, mostly voiceover in cartoons. Holy crap, has he done all the cartoons? Batman, Justice League Unlimited, Batman Multiply, Divide, and Conquer, Lloyd in Space. Yeah, he's all over these cartoons. Jackie Chan Adventures, the cartoon. Red Dirt, Ladies Man. Cow and Chicken. You guys ever see that cartoon? The Jumanji TV series. They made a Jumanji. Oh, it was a cartoon. I didn't know they made a Jumanji TV show. Learn something new every day. He was in Duckman. He was in the Mask cartoon. If there was a cartoon made, Otho was in it. Bobby's World. Real Monsters. He was a voice of Ray the dinosaur on Dinosaurs. Yeah, he's the mayor, the voice of the mayor in Night Before Christmas. Demolition Man, John Larroquette Show. Cheers, Night Court, Sleepwalkers. Everybody in this movie's in Sleepwalkers. Roseanne, Heathers, Beetlejuice, Golden Girls. All right, so there you go. So that's the selected filmography of Glenn Shadix. Shout out to Glenn. You keep being you, buddy. How dare you speak ill of Planet of the Apes with the greatest ape actor of all, Mark Wahlberg, right? How bad is it when Marky Mark's more of an ape than Michael Clark Duncan in full ape outfit? Feel it. Say hello to your mother for me. I think Glenn is dead, LOL. Oh my God. He may. Let's see. Glenn Shadix. Yes, he passed away in 2010. God bless him. So I guess I wished him well for previous stuff. I can't really wish him well from going forward, but you're a rascal nonetheless, Glenn. So here the fancy dinner is interrupted because the street people who live underneath the sewers, not Ninja Turtles, they come up and steal food because they're starving. And we have a fight scene because it's been at least 10 minutes or since the last fight scene. So we just get a pointless Stallone does karate against a random guy scene. What was that motorcycle all about? Yeah, we're at the 101.35 mark. So a little bit more than halfway through. I forgot to check to see what the midway point was, what plot twist would have happened. I'm assuming that when Wesley Snipes couldn't kill the guy that programmed him, and then he invited John Spartan to Taco Bell, that was probably the midway point where the story turns. Shout out to a real one, right, Glenn? I appreciate you. So that answers my question. My next question was going to be, is Glenn in Beetlejuice? But I'm guessing not. Although nowadays, never can tell. So Sandra Bullock is all horned up because Stallone's beating everybody up. She never gets to see violence. Othos gives good background reaction. He just stands behind the main dude and is like shocked and amazed at everything he says. I need me one of them guys. It's like a useless crony to stand behind my shoulder and just be like, she says, you make me feel in a joy, joy way. Happy, happy, joy, joy. But I like this part where Stallone explains, like, hurting people isn't a good thing. Well, sometimes it is, but not when it's people looking for food. Most of, I'd say probably 80% of Stallone's dialogue in this movie is yelled, like his normal speaking voice. Even when he gets the weird blue balls from the digital sex in the future, and he's like, the hunka chunka? So they hit me with a damn commercial. I was waiting for, they know we're coming up to the part where Sandy Bullock asks them to go back to her place. And then she's like, would you like to have sex? I like how forward you are. But then there's also, I think, like the only nudity in this. There's a part where like somebody calls on a video phone and it's a woman in a shower, I think. That's a good way to just mix in boobs. Like we need an excuse to show boobs. It's like, accidental phone call? Perfect. Genius. The internet still wasn't big in 93, not enough where people could get boobs on demand. So you pretty much, every movie from like 95 before, like everything up till 1995, they find a way to have boobs in it. It's like, why is boobs in Winnie the Pooh? Pooh boobs. No reason beating around the bush. Well, I see what you did there. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's this. When I talk about movies, sometimes about Howard Hawks, I bring up. He's this dude, this famous old filmmaker, and he had this quote that I kind of live by as far as filmmaking goes. He's like, the definition of a good movie is 3 good scenes, no bad ones. So if you leave the movie and you've got a bunch of things you remember and like, and nothing that you really hated, that's a good movie. So this one's got a bunch of scenes you remember, the seashells, the swearing violations, Jeffrey Dahmer, I love that guy. And then this sex scene coming up is one of them, where in the future they don't do fluid transference. Ew, gross. They're trying to sell me a Buick now. That's a hard pill to swallow. Oh, never mind. Now they're back with the pills. Cyndi Lauper really wants me to take Cosentix. It's going to treat my plaque psoriasis. I'm good. Thanks, Cindy, though. I loved She Bop. I'm glad to know Cindy's out there still kicking it if Otho's gone. I would hate to lose Cindy and Otho both. Botho. Oh, you are still awake. I thought you would be asleep by now. So we are back from the Demolition Man. We're at the 103:19 mark. So yeah, here's more of her Tesla that with the auto drive. The part that keeps tripping me out is I saw a Tesla today that looks exactly like this car. The same body with no hood and the way the grill looked and everything. It's kind of creepy how well they nailed it. Because usually they're like, they're going to be flying cars or everything's going to run on whatever. But it's like, no, here's just electric cars and they kind of have a hum like a vacuum instead of a run, run. And that's part of the thing later. Stallone gets that muscle car. Okay, let's get in there. Well, I thank you for being here, though, for hanging out. It was nice to have extra new member here today joining with us. It's always nice to grow our family. Same with Planet Azalea. It's nice to see new faces here. And laughing ones at that. So there's Stallone. She's going to change something on the computer, and Stallone grabs her hand and holds it, and they have like this romantic moment. As if she wasn't already horned up from him kicking everybody's ass. I mean, the future, the way they shoot it, it looks cool. Like all the buildings are real postmodern and artsy, and they look kind of, I don't know. This scene right here, his office, this looks like totally Blade Runner. Oh, illuminate, deluminate. I love that. That's funny that was Jason's first thing he remembered. Illuminate, deluminate. Which is back then, the idea of being able to shut off your light bulbs with just a word sounds crazy. Like, who would do that? And then now we got, Echo and Alexa and stuff. It's like, make it colder in the bedroom than it is in here, or turn the fan on in the bathroom or whatever. Evil people love a big fireplace, God bless them. The bigger the fireplace, the more evil you're up to. So who is this main dude? NIgel Hawthorne, duh. Let's see. He is most known as an actor and a producer. His 4 biggies on IMDb are The Madness of King George, The Object of My Affection, Demolition Man, and Yes, Minister. So you tell me what doesn't fit in there. One of these things is not like the other. NIgel Hawthorne has 116 credits. So now, the selected films of NIgel Hawthorne. What's his biggies? Madness of King George. I just answered it. He first started acting in 1956, so good for him. BBC, Sunday Night Theater, Man of the World, Moonstruck, Jury, Gnomes of Dulwich, Young Winston, Belcraft, Spies, Occupation, Miss Nightingale, Decisions, Bill Brand, Eleanor Marks. All these are Watership Down. Okay, so he was a voice in that. I know NIgel Hawthorne's name. Tales of the Unexpected. That used to be a show I'd watch all the time when I was a kid. It's a oh god, I can't think of the guy's name. The famous writer. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Plague Dogs, Gandhi, Dead on Time. A lot of British stuff. So yeah, they did the Star Wars. They were like, we just need a really classy British actor to come in and play the bad guy. He was in Call Me Claus in 2001 with Whoopi Goldberg, and he passed away in 2001. So, he played Santa Claus in Call Me Claus. So never mind, I'm disrespecting this dude. Please don't leave me off the list this year, dude. I thought I put this on mute. My fault. And then her house, it's like supposed to be this weirdo kook den where she's got like all this stuff up on the walls because she's this nut who loves nostalgia. And it looks like all my friends' apartments. Like all her pictures all lined up are all the same stuff I'm into, and all her stuff is all retro and cool. Big JFK tapestry on the wall and a gumball machine. What are those on the wall? I'm assuming like little postcards or something for Eureka and Shine. Maybe those are, maybe they predicted those posters that say like determination, it's all in your will or whatever. Like maybe that's the way they predicted those. So here's what's like, would you like to have sex? He's like, with you? He's like, mm-hmm. And then she leaves the room and he starts getting naked, and she comes back and she's like, put your pants back on, big boy. He's so confused when she brings back the weird, like, Strange Days headset. So she goes and puts on sexy music to make love to, and she puts on the Love Boat theme. How did Stallone manage to find like a very like dainty, soft outfit, but he still has the guns out? You know what I mean? Like, he even in the future, he found a way to make sure that he had like a short sleeve shirt. So we are at the part where she puts the stupid thing on his head, and Stallone's just sitting there all confused, and the Love Boat's playing. And then they have the weird like flashy scenes, kind of like virtual reality, and you see it infecting his brain, and he gets freaked out. I don't blame him. Sandy loves it though. She's way down for this. So then Stallone's like, he's getting the flashes of sex, and you can see his brain like, wait a minute, what is going on here? I'm waiting for the hunka chunka. There's Stallone goes into Stallone gets sex face. Like I think I've seen too much when I've seen the Stallone sex face. It's like the horror movie. I'm like trying to cover up the gross stuff. Isn't every Stallone face a sex face? He's all like, come aboard, Don. We're expecting you. Hey, nice. I like that she's so into the nostalgia music that's her first thought. You know, why not the song for Different Strokes? Huh? A little deeper. We'll think about it a little bit. Facts of Life. I could probably get down to the facts of life. You take the good, you take the bad, take them all, and there you have facts of life. The rampant exchange for bodily fluids? After AIDS, there was NRS and then UBT. I'm scared to death of what those are. I'm waiting for him to give his monologue with the hunka chunka. Kissing's not allowed? Damn, I was a good kisser. What about kids? And he's like, no, you go to a lab. Still gonna try to kiss her, even like breaking the law. You are a savage creature, John Spartan. Oh, Sandy's so let down by she wanted to actually have sex with him. What's the matter with her? Oh, so sure, she's going to throw him out of the apartment and they're going to give me an ad break. These sons of bitches. The world don't move to the beat of just one drum, right? What might be right for you what might be wrong for you may be right for some. Or is it the other way around? Just Red Romero's daughter is poised to pick up the zombie torch in a new Dead movie. That's awesome. That's new news. Breaking on this channel right now. Jason, live correspondent from Australia. Yeah, I would definitely see a Romero movie. What's with these daughters always turning up all of a sudden? M. Night's got one coming, and Sofia Coppola. But that's kind of cool, though, that the torch is being passed on to a lot of daughters. I'll watch a Romero, a zombie movie by Romero's daughter, or at least one. I'll give her a movie chance. Amazon Studios and A24. So now they're actually giving me something I might be interested in for once. Is this a stand-up special? Since when does A24 put out stand-up specials? Jenny Slate. Huh. Well, I'll be damned. Dead air. Now they want me to go to the Connections Academy. Oh, they want me to send my non-existent kids to the Connections Academy. So now we're back from the damn commercial. And here's the part, I think, where Stallone tries to figure out the video phone and the lady with the boobs pops up. Because I was trying to figure out what all would get this in R. There's a lot of violence, for sure. There's a bunch of swearing because of the tickets. But yeah, you would have had to have some nudity mixed in there, so that makes sense. And Stallone basically naked in the beginning. You got it. The girlies are taking over. Well, yeah, usually for a long time, the sons of directors and stuff, would be a thing. Oh, he doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells. And I like that they show the 3 seashells just sitting there. It's so confusing. Like, yeah, I wouldn't know what the hell to do with those either. It seems like maybe you lift one up and water comes some. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. Cronenberg's daughter just did Humane. Nice. I haven't seen Humane, but I like Cronenberg. Ada? Mr. Bones, nice to have you here, sir. Ooh woo to you woo. Sporkin' A, buddy. So Stallone busts out his beret for nostalgia, and he's so nostalgic for it that he wears it in Expendables. Oh, there's the boobs. Hi, Martin. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong number. But I do like how they think in the future the computers will try to give you positive affirmations and stuff, like, have a nice day, or you look nice today, and all that. And then my phone now does say hello to me when I turn it on. It's so weird. So Stallone is reviewing the scene where Wesley isn't able to kill NIgel Hawthorne. And he's putting it all together. Ara, ooh, Boglins. Oh, damn it. Boglins. Suspendables. Nice. Boglins. Ooh, ara. Mm-hmm. Ara, ooh, ara, ooh, ara. Why, ara. So there, Stallone used his newfound knitting skills to make Sandra Bullock a sweater as an apology. That's good comedy. That's got to be one of the 3 writers. Somebody was like, you know what? We got to do something to make Stallone kind of funny here. Make him knit. I'll get you next time, Gadget. I'll get you next time, Gadget. Grr, Gadget. Yeah, we discovered the other night on Mr. Bones' channel that Bones does a really good Dr. Claw. We kind of stumbled onto it by accident. Hoot, hoot. Inspect a Gadget. Inspecta. Like Inspect a Deck. So I thank you for joining me at this time. It's currently 3:09 in the morning Central, which means 4:09 in the Eastern. Do the rest of the math yourself. But we're at the, let's see, 1 hour 16 mark. So we got about 45 minutes left on this one. Probably 40 left on this one. 45, 40, give or take, depending on the credits. Jesse Ventura's in this too. What a traitor. I thought he was Schwarzenegger's guy. Lamonia points out that Bones is from the streets. He is. Inspecta. Are you going to watch Jaws with me? Oh, you are watching Jaws? I think there's a damn good chance I'll be there because I've pre-watched Jaws a couple hundred times. Eyes black like a doll's eyes. Man go in cage, cage go in water. I like when Richard Dreyfuss is trying to clear off his scuba mask and he has, I got no spit. The weirdest things about that movie jump out. Brody and his son with the wine and all that. So yeah, there's a damn good chance I'll be there. Barring natural disasters and crackheads. You know the rule. It's 5:39 p.m. here. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's the middle of the damn night here. You guys be rocking and rolling on the other side of the world. That's my pre-watch daddy. Pre-watch for me, daddy. Pre-watch for me, daddy. Oh yeah, Bones. We saw that you have a pre-watch for me, daddy shirt available on your merch store. That's good comedy. Bones. Laughing at Bones. Laughing at Bones. She got the shirt. She does. And you can take the pre-watch for me daddy shirt and rub it together with a spork shirt, and it'll make baby shirts. That's I can't be held legally responsible for that lie. Note, things said by Don when he's past 3 a.m. and watching Stallone action movies are not legally actionable. I told Bones that he needed to make one right away. That is a good shirt to sell. Pre-watch for me, daddy. But you also have the Lamonia Demonia Thou Hast Summoned Me, and the Lay and May Connection. So you got 3 shirts already. You got more shirts than CM Punk has. It's on the internet, so it must be true, right? I think I just got myself into some real legal trouble. Baby Spork? Do-do-do-do-do-do-da. Oh no, he's doing the baby shark. Baby Spork. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I had to read the da-da-do's before I figured out where you were going with that. Damn it, Baby Spork. I have a Konya shirt too. I didn't know you had a Konya shirt. Konya. Ada, ada. Woo woo. Ada, ada. Ooh woo. So here Stallone has gone to talk to NIgel Hawthorne. He wants to know, like, how come old buddy didn't murder you? And he made Otho faint. Has anybody ever looked more like they would faint than Otho? I mean, shout out to the no longer with us Glenn Shadix, but still, he's got a very fainty vibe to him. Big spider. Because I'm watching the episode of Criminal Minds. Ooh. Hey, Matt. Nice to see you. Pugwall is here. Hey, everyone on the way to the door saying hi. Pugwall, thank you. I need to get back with you, Pugwall. I'm behind on my messaging to you. I've had wackiness in my life. You and I will discuss it. Pugwall's one of my main peeps. Pugwall know the real dirt. When I eventually pass on, Pugwall will be one of my unauthorized biographers. Otho, you like movies too? Otho, ada ada, woo woo. Otho, konya. Otho, woo woo, ada ada. Hey, Pugwall 316. Yeah, everybody loves Matt. Talking like Tyson is fun. Oh, I get it. Otho, you like movies too? I get it. Otho, you like movies too? I see. Talking like Tyson's fun. That's the first time. Tell me the real dirt, boo. Oh, I know the secrets, the revealed, the deep stuff nobody else knows about. So here, Stallone and Sandy Bullock and Benjamin Bratt go down in the sewer system where Edgar Friendly lives. I'm in between on Denis Leary. Like, I find him entertaining. I really enjoy The Ref. I think The Ref is good. 2F by C is pretty brutal. But he's really good in this. But they say that Denis Leary is like all stolen, like everything. He stole a bunch of stuff from Bill Hicks, like just straight up took old Bill Hicks routines and redid them as his own. Louis C.K. said he used to steal from him. People like wouldn't want to go up on stage and do their comedy in front of Denis Leary because he would steal it. Same with the younger Wayans brothers. As much as I love In Living Color, it hurts my feelings to know that the writers for In Living Color used to just go straight up to like the Hollywood Improv and the Comedy Store, and they would sit in the back and just write down people's jokes and then turn them into the show and never pay them and stuff. So when I see Leary, part of me's like mad because he's fake. He's fugazi. He's not a real one. But at the same time, he's very entertaining. Like he's got screen presence. He's I don't know. I'm in between on him. Let me know your thoughts on Denis Leary. Chat. Malfunction? Hello, Echo is still here. I was wondering if you were here, Echo. I thought you might be lurking. Purple Booty. It's the remix to Ignition. Oh, that's no, it's the other one. It's the remix to Ignition. Got the keys in the ignition. Mama rolling that body. Got every man in here wishing. It's been a minute since I've had to do karaoke R. Kelly. It usually gets you arrested. Hello, Echo Zero. Denis Leary is great in Judgment. Yeah, Judgment Night's another one of his good ones. Yeah, I think my favorite is probably The Ref for him. But he's really good in this too. He kind of steals the scene because they let him do his Denis Leary shtick. At one point, he's like, "I want to be driving a cheeseburger." Like he gets into do a Denis Leary type monologue. He's most famous besides being a comedian. He used to do commercials for MTV. Like, they would come back. I never understood that. MTV would have commercials for MTV on MTV. So you'd be watching something on MTV and then go to a commercial, and then there'd be Denis Leary doing a commercial for MTV. I think you hear me knocking. I think you hear me coming in, and I'm here to stay. Smoking cigarettes like crazy. Popping fresh out the kitchen. Boy, I wasn't calling you Daddy. I was just saying it in general. Who got Daddy? Oh, wait a minute. What we got behind here? Larry sings, well, it used to be an old asshole, Assholes, which is a great song. Yeah, supposedly that's the bit he stole from Louis C.K. Ooh-woo, Daddy? Let me get a ooh-woo. Can I get a ooh-woo? All my chickens in the club. One time I did go to Burger King, and I went to the drive-thru and tried to order a what? Can I get a what? Lady behind the counter was not having it. Now Don's your daddy. I'm your bro. Popping fresh out the kitchen. Laugh my ass off. Ooh, bro. Are you more of a bro or a bra? Can I get a bog? Let me get that woo-woo. Can I get a bog? Let me get that woo-woo. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna get sued by the R. Kelly estate. I don't know. Can he sue people from prison? Doesn't seem like he can. Ooh woo Boglins, we out here. Woo woo. Can you bounce for me? Bounce for me. Yeah, I did for a second, but I'm pretty much done now. It's late. I can spork for you. So there, Stallone confronts Denis Leary. He meets him for the first time. He's like, "I saw you out in front of Taco Bell." Stallone, once again, this is one of the few times he's not yelling his lines. He's actually speaking at like room tone. Every other line in this movie's yelling. I like to think. I like to read. I'm into freedom of speech. I sit in a greasy spoon and wonder, should I have the T-bone steak with the side of order of gravy fries? I want a higher cholesterol. I'll eat bacon, butter, and cheese. I want to smoke a cigar in the non-smoking section. I want to run naked with green Jell-O on me, reading Playboy magazine because I feel the need to. A 47-year-old virgin sitting around drinking banana broccoli shake singing I'm an Oscar Mayer wiener. There's the line. A 47-year-old virgin sitting around drinking a banana broccoli shake singing I'm an Oscar Mayer wiener. Too real, Dennis. Too real. It's okay. I'll bounce on it. Ooh woo. You to the woo. It's for the children. Ooh woo tang. See, you were there with me. You knew what was up. Lay went to UW. They hit me with another commercial? No wonder they're pushing Demolition Man. It's the most commercial movie on Tubi. Damn. I've seen more pills than I've seen Simon Phoenix. Yerp. You're an Oscar Mayer. What, Don? Oh, you're not going to get me to say wiener. Tricked me, Echo, you and your clever Jedi tricks. These aren't the droids you're looking for. Is that Voodoo Ranger? Oh, hell yeah. They finally hit me with something I actually use or I would be interested in. They're advertising Voodoo Ranger beer. And it's always at the grocery store whenever I'm in there. They're not going to get me away from my beloved Newcastle, though, until I can't find it anymore completely. But shout out to Voodoo Ranger. And I have no interest in buying a new Ford Bronco. Thank you. Not a I say in UWU University, yellow. Yeah, I went to UWU. I'm outraged for you, boo. Let me fight them 2BMFers. It's okay. I got you. It's okay. Oh, man, what's this a commercial for? Vasectomies? Oh, sorry. There was a lady cutting a banana. I didn't really know. Emgality. Once a month. What is it supposed to cure? Cut in half? They don't even say. Those are the scariest ones when they're like, this new pill, and they don't really get specific on even what it does. But you take an injection once a month and it costs you nothing. So yeah, I'm all in on it. First time's free. I graduated with a major in uwu and a minor in Konya. Is there a masculine way to say Konya besides the Bob Marley Konya? But Konya. That's what it is. Konya. That's what. Screw the Jedi. I'm full-blown Sith all the way. Better food, fear. We have the best toga parties ever. Echo the Sith Lord. Rain and Boglins. And now there's some old lady at me barking about who I'm supposed to vote for in November. Do you know how far away that is? Right now, November feels like the world could be gone by then. I'm not trying to vote. What are you, nuts? I'll decide the last minute like all the time. And finally, we're back to the damn movie. 127:03. And here Wesley Snipes has gathered together his crew of villainous guys, and they all look like dogs playing poker. Wow, they even got a villainous lady friend with them. They got a bunch of villainous lady friends. Nice. And I don't understand it, but for some reason, all the bad guys have Mad Max outfits on. Like Simon Phoenix didn't have that one. Where'd these Mad Max outfits come from? They all look like the bikers in Weird Science and shit. Although Wesley Snipes' weird Mad Max outfit has a neck roll, the same type like football players wear. The bad guys are drinking beer and eating pretzels. That establishes they don't give an F. They don't give a spork. If you give me a voice message saying that would be great. The other day I was practicing... You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. By the time I didn't see the light till the time I was a man. And by then it was blinding. Mm-hmm. The shadows betray you because they belong to me. Vote for me. I mean, probably not the worst choice. Campaign slogans by Ginger Ninja. That's about what that commercial just was. It was an older woman on one side bitching about the candidate for another side. And you're supposed to be like, well, if she thinks that way, then it's okay too. It's like, guys, it's June. Give me a break. More Voodoo Ranger commercials, please. You got my vote, buddy. You got oh my God, yes, Bane, LOL. Yeah, you said it the other day. You were like, can you just do the Bane again? I find Bane, when he's not being scary voiced, it sounds a lot like Mr. Magoo. Oh, Mr. Bane, nice to see you. Your arsenal, gratefully accepted. So now Wesley and them have showed up in the underground. The underground's kind of dope. This whole underground stuff reminds me exactly of Total Recall when they get to Mars. This movie's got a bunch of stuff from other movies, but they do a good job with it. Like they don't straight up copy it. They sort of give you that vibe that we liked from The Other Way, but they do it their own way, which is kind of cool. Everybody steals from everybody because everything's been done. But if you do what other people have already done exactly, you're a hack. But if you take what other people have done and put your twist on it, you're a creative artist. It's a real fine line between genius and stupid, as they say in Spinal Tap. I hate when things go wrong. That's my next shirt available at the Movie Talk store. Three Latits. I don't get it. Oh, the Mars on Total Recall. Now I get it. Dr. Acula. I don't get it. Dr. Acula. Oh, I get it. I hate it. So now Stallone is, well, actually, this is Wesley coming up out of the sewer looking like a chud. Yeah, I really want to know where he got these outfits from. I mean, I know he got the guns, and he got his crew because old buddy, he unfroze his crew. But yeah, I don't know where they got all these like post-apocalyptic leather things with like the shoulder pads and stuff. I don't know. Unsolvable questions. And here's where Stallone has the muscle car. Yeah, pretty much ahead of its time and with all this stuff. Like the desire to have a car that's got like a instead of like the, they sort of predicted the Tesla hum before the, because there are certain people who just still long for the old, the loud noise of a muscle car. There, he's just straight doing Bullet. He's jumping the hills in San Angeles. And Sandra Bullock is horned up and loving it. Man, she needed action. It's also a town in Pennsylvania. Latits? Oh, yeah, I think I did hear Latits. Because every now and then you'll see somebody on Instagram like standing with the Latits sign. The La Sporks sign. You may have trouble getting to some of the titties, shitties, cities. I may. Tig old biddies. Lazy Cheetah isn't here. Or is that, no, is that have Cheetah will view gets the sable noise. Tets. I used to love Tetris. Still do. That's kind of dope though. The self-inflating tire where if it gets flat, it'll fix itself on the drive. We need that. The fact that we have to get out of the car and jack a car up is a real pain. I love that for you. For the Tets or for me or for Tetris? That was like 2 years of my life. LOL. Oh, that's right. Isn't there an I love that for you shirt too? You got all the shirts. Lemon, you got a whole wing in the merch store for the Midnight Hour Army. So there, Wesley Snipes hits him with the Scarface. He pulls out the big gun. He says, "Say hello to my little friend." That's dope. It's got the gull wing doors. They even kind of predicted the popularity of that. Those were popular in the 70s, though, like with kit cars and stuff. I think, I don't know, what did the Lamborghinis have the kind that go up. The gull wing, not as popular. So Stallone, this is kind of cool though. I'm surprised this hasn't been done. I bet it has been in Fast and Furious. They're in an electric driving car or an auto driving car, and they're fighting while the car's driving. So they're like hanging out of the car because nobody has to press a gas pedal or anything. So it's basically a classic old train fight. Yeah, you would totally die if somebody threw you out of a moving car going 70 in traffic. He does have that leather post-apocalyptic outfit on. Maybe he was planning ahead. That's why they dress like that in Mad Max. For your tits, anything you do, really. Oh, you love that for my tits. I'm about to go Broken Down store. You are the sweetest thing ever. You need to. I'll see if I can get you some discounts. Actually, yeah. Let me. I need to set up a coupon code. We'll get you 10% off. You sound like Pap and Professor. You know who sounds like Pap and Professor? Well, actually, he sounds like the Professor is Rob Schneider in this. He says greetings and salutations. And you know this, man. The Owl Misfits mashup is dope. Thank you. I like it because it's double. It's like two images. If you look at it, it looks like the Misfits skull. But then if you really look at it, it's like just a happy little owl with like a head and a body, and he's got his arms in front of him and stuff. I was very pleased with it. I figured you would dig the OWL shirt. Our World Order. Right? Digging it? Wait, what if I say cognac? Doesn't that usually get me discounts? Yeah, it does. Cognac. Say cognac at checkout and get 10% off. I like your Owl NWO logo too. Do you notice the MH is mad after the Bullet Club's logo? RMH. Midnight Hour is mad after the Bullet Club's logo? Oh, yeah, made after. I got you. He threw me off. Yeah, I did notice that. The owl with the thing with the two cross underneath it. Yeah, I wasn't sure when I first saw it what that logo was, and I got a good look at it. And about the time you guys made the leggings, I was like, oh, hell no. You guys are awesome. Yeah, I did kind of pick that up. I pick up what you're laying down. Too sweet, brother. So here the bad guys turn their stun batons on, and they're going to go fight the underground dudes with the machine guns and then shotguns. Probably not going to go well. And Benjamin Bratt is full-on street person now. He's even got the underground clothes and everything. So that must just be what they wear underground. It looks like what, old tires or something? I don't know. Because the good guys who live underground have it too. So that must just be the sewer apparel du jour. It's very fashionable. Hobbs asked if I could do that a long time ago. It took me a minute on the tone. Yeah, I dug it. The first time I saw it, I was like, what is that, the Young Guns? And then I was like, oh, yeah, okay, Bullet Club. That Bullet Club logo was popular as hell, though. That was like the #1 selling shirt at Hot Topic for like ever. So that's a good choice. I'm assuming when I was designing a bunch of those shirts and things, I was like, the probably legally actionable collection. I'll be hearing from Rob Zombie's people. I'll get a phone call from Kevin Nash. It took me a minute to tone. You have to take your tone with these sort of things. I made Echo Siders shirt to look like the Outsiders shirt. Oh, I didn't know that. The Echo Siders. That's cool because he's got to show the Echo side. And there's also the Echo and the Bunnyman hat, which blows my mind because I thought like, the Echo and the Bunnyman, the band. And then you were like, no, I've never heard of such a thing. He has a character called Echo Bunny. I was like, once again, I may be reading too much into things. Lay, I know you've heard of Echo and the Bunnyman. And if Hobbs was here, he probably had too. Another damn Amazon commercial. Shouldn't you guys be advertising on Prime? Because you would already have Prime, so that's fine. Drag y'all asses down. Thank you for getting my bad puns and trying to get them to catch on. Boglets. One of my favorite bands. I figured it would. Yeah, that was when I first saw the Echo and the Bunny cap, the bucket hat. I couldn't think of what those things were called. I call them Gilligan hats whenever I see people. And I was like, oh, you got one of them Gilligan hats on. Is that your little buddy? But yeah, the Echo one, it's just a natural fit. Get it? Fit. So they're trying to wrap it up. They're trying to sell me a Buick here, and they were trying to sell me a Buick on the movie. I have a real desire to buy a Buick. It's like Roadhouse for a great spork call, and then he changes spork into Buick. Come on. Oh, this is the most commercially movie ever. Demolition Man, more like corporatization man. Commercialism man. Commercial. Let me remind. More like commercialism man. Am I right? 3-hour tour. 3-hour tour later. That's way too long, right? That's what she said. Psh. So now we're back at the giant fireplace. And Wesley's gone to visit, or I should say Simon Phoenix has gone to visit NIgel Hawthorne. And this is where Leslie Snipes would be a good alternate name. That'd be a good wrestler name. I'm Leslie Snipes. So Wesley shows up and he's able to finally kill old buddy because he's got his programming fixed. You remind me of an evil Mr. Rogers. Right, Bones? So here's where he throws the gun to one of his henchmen and they shoot him because he found a workaround. Oh, it's Jesse the Body who does the murdering. Nice. Jesse, also governor of Minnesota, several-time presidential candidate, one of the only people to beat Vince McMahon in court. They had a big lawsuit that dragged on for like years, and eventually Jesse was a commentator for Vince, and then he got some voiceover job on a Sega game or something, some wrestling game. And Vince was like, well, that's my money. You work for me. You're my person. So the money from that should be coming to me. And he's like, I'm an independent contractor. I can do whatever I want. So Jesse quit wrestling, commentating for Vince, and then moved on to politics and all that. But he also did mainly acting. Let's see the selected filmography of Jesse Ventura. Because right now we're just getting good guys and bad guys punching each other in the what appears to be an airport, but I think they're saying it's some sort of futuristic building. Let's go with Jesse Ventura filmography. We already know Predator. Oh, boy. Oh, that's right. He was in Batman and Robin. Man, you're in a bunch of stuff, Jesse Ventura. Oh, he was best known for Predator, The Running Man, Demolition Man, and Batman and Robin. That's pretty good. Big four. Batman and Robin sucks, but he was in The Ringer. He was in Stuck on You. He did a couple episodes of Arliss, X-Files, Demolition Man, Major League 2. Zorro, the TV show. He was in Ricochet, 1991, with Denzel. I didn't know that. Ricochet's fun. I like that. That John Lithgow, between that and Cliffhanger, another classic Stallone, he's secretly really good at being evil. I mean, he's also a bad guy in Blowout and other things. What's it? Raising Cain, I think it's called. He's played a bunch of bad guys, but those two are my favorite bad guys. He's straight evil in those. Jesse was in Repossessed. They have all these stupid wrestling videos in here, so you have to scroll through all those. Running Man, Predator. He was on Small Wonder, the TV show. Remember Vicky? That was the original Megan. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So Jesse Ventura, far less impressive on screen than I had thought. I was on a 3-hour ferry ride in Greece one year, and I passed out and got really sunburned, so F them 3-hour tours, right? The Professor and Marianne. Won't you be my boglin? Yeah, Bones has a running gag where at the end of my show, or at the end of his show, I literally run off. He sees the D's Nuts video come up, and I put my shoes on and I take off. So he's always like, it's like a reverse Mr. Rogers. Yo, Bones, I just thought of another shirt instead of NWO. Ooh, woo. There you go. The UWU. And then where it says Night Owl or where it says NWO, you put Quenya. He was in Predator, and that's all he ever needs to be in, right? One of my favorite studies ever done was they went on, I don't know how many people they interviewed, but they did a survey among men, and men prefer Predator to marriage. Like they would rather watch the movie Predator than be married. I was like, who did you ask this to? Did you just take a clipboard to the mall? Did you call people? How did we get this information? I mean, it's accurate, but still. Here's the classic steam factory. A lot of movies, especially big action movies, they always end up in a steam factory of some sort. Usually it's a like foundry, lots of lava and molten whatever. And Terminator, I think, probably set the tone for it, but it's in a bunch of movies. And now here, same deal. Even though it's this like futuristic, big like science building where all the frozen bad guys are being kept, everything is just smoke, smoke, smoke. Predator has that at the end, or not Predator. Commando has that at the end. Striptease has that at the end. That's one of the weirdest ones. It's like, we need to have a big classic ending on this. Let's go to the smoke and steam factory. I ain't got time to bleed. That was a limited fake Jesse Ventura. I said at least a couple of days per month. Yeah, for Predator. Or for the I ain't got time to bleed. Yeah, I know. I was trying to be smart alecky. It's true. I've been married and I've watched Predator. I'm not married anymore and I still watch Predator. See, that's what I'm saying. You feel me. Cal L. Daly is here. Welcome, Superman. Nice to see you. Cal, would you rather watch Predator or be married? I tend to agree, though, especially when it comes to getting divorced. What a bitch that is, right? Simon says. So here, Simon Phoenix has Stallone in the big grabber claw that they use to take the ice blocks out. So he's got him trapped, pinned up in there. That's kind of a cool, Stallone looks weak and ineffectual because he can't get out of this grabber arm thing. But it's a funny bit of business. Hey, Cal. Yo, Cal. Hey. Bones has advertised the minimum listing. Ooh, woo, you. Oh, he's already put out an Ooh Woo You shirt before the end of the show. Bones is like the Macabro of merch. I'll tell Macabro of movie idea and he'll have a trailer by the morning. If you tell Bones a shirt idea, he'll have it done in 10 minutes. The Ginge. Bones, you're quick. I know, right? Demolition Man was my fave Wes and Sly movie. Yeah, we were talking earlier about our favorite Wesley movie. I went New Jack City, but Demolition Man's right there. And then we never did the selected filmography of Stallone. I think we all kind of know most of his big hits, but we forget them all. All right, open up for me. That's what she said. Expendables, Rocky, Rocky 4, Creed, Rocky 3. So apparently no love for Rambo on IMDb. Stallone has been in 97 roles. Nice. His first movie was what, the Kitty movie? Party at Kitty and Studs. Yeah, that's apparently a porno. I've never seen it, but that's what they say. Lords of Flatbush. Death Race 2000, which we watched on the channel and is in the catalog of watch-alongs. Cannonball, Rocky, Fist, Paradise Alley, Rocky 2, Nighthawks. Nighthawks is good. I recommend that. Victory, another one. If you like soccer or football, as it were, that's kind of fun. Pele is in that movie. Rocky 3, First Blood. I didn't realize Rocky 3 came out the same year as First Blood. Huh. First Blood seems so much before that. Like First Blood seems like it came out like right after Rocky 2. I don't know. He was in Rhinestone. Drunkenstein. Drinkenstein, that's what it is. Rambo First Blood Part 2, Rocky 4, Cobra. Cobra is awesome. Over the Top. Over the Top is awesomely awful. Like that's one of those that no matter how many times you watch it, it makes you smile. But when you try to explain it to someone, it's the dumbest idea ever. Rambo 3, Lockup. I didn't realize Lockup was only a year after Rambo 3. Huh. I remember all his movies. I just didn't remember the order they came out in. Tango and Cash, the same year as Lockup. I would have guessed that. Rocky 5, Oscar, his attempt at comedy. Terrible movie. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Awesome movie. Cliffhanger. Demolition Man. Specialist. The Specialist is the toughest movie ever for a person with a lisp. The Spethalith with Sylvester Stallone and Theron Stone. Judge Dredd, Athathanth, Daylight, Copland. He's so good in Copland. That, to me, Copland might be Stallone's best movie. That's the one that's the most like impactful and cool. I don't know. I'm a sucker for Rocky 3 and 4, and I love First Blood. First Blood's probably his best movie, but damn, he's good in Copland. Get Carter, Driven, ICU, Avenging Angelo. Yeah, he did a whole bunch of like direct-to-video, low budge. Rocky Balboa. That was a surprisingly good movie. There, the Friday the 13th kill was predicted. Simon Phoenix's head gets frozen by the stuff that they use to freeze people. And he gets his head knocked off and it breaks into a million pieces on the ground. So it's kind of a predecessor to the Jason X kill. This is Demolition Man did it is the new Simpsons did it. Demolition Man did it first. Oh, damn, Stallone is running away from an explosion. Everybody's done that. Rambo, Compact, Zookeeper, Expendables, blah, 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 Bullet to the Head, Grudge Match. I never saw a Grudge Match. Creed. This Is Us, Escape Plan 2, Creed 2, Escape Plan The Extractors, Rambo Last Blood, The Suicide Squad as King Shark, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 as Stakar Ogard, and The Expendables 4. So Stallone, pretty amazing, especially for a dude who's just like a big meathead. You know, he's you talk about maximizing your potential, but that's what they say is he's actually surprisingly smart. Like he's a really savvy businessman. White Boggs Can't Jump. Konya. Boggs in the Hood. Oh shit. Spork. Judge Dredd. Like a Rhinestone Cowboy? No, Rhinestone is where Dolly Parton gets in a fight with her manager, and she says, "I can teach anybody to sing country and western." And the guy says, "Okay, him." And they point to Sylvester Stallone as a cab driver. So she spends the whole movie teaching Sylvester Stallone how to sing country and western music, and then they fall in love. Because Dolly Parton and Sylvester Stallone, that's a fun couple. High School High. 4 is my favorite. Whoa. Rocky? I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Yeah, Rocky 4 is probably my favorite. So there, at the end of the movie, he kisses Sandra Bullock. So it's basically the same scene as Die Hard, except because she's never been kissed in her life before, she realizes how much she likes being kissed, and then she grabs him and kisses him. And we just pull away on a bunch of destruction because he's the Demolition Man. That's what he's supposed to do, is destroy everything. Just watch Hard Target. I like Hard Target. Giggity. Right on. He's also a very talented writer. Yeah. I think he wrote Rocky, right? Or no, isn't that the John G. Avildsen? Is that his name? Let's find out. Yeah. Yeah, it was directed by Avildsen, but it was written by Stallone. Yeah, that's what I thought, because I think he might have won the actor. Now that the movie's got the credits on, we have the You May Also Like, my favorite part of the game, Predator. So, yeah, of course, Predator. Duh. Oh, my God, they went to a commercial. So, let me go back. Let's see. You are not going to cheat me out of me. You May Also Like, darn it. Demolition Man. Yep, they won't give it to me. Oh, I know how to cheat, actually. Never mind. You're not going to cheat me out of this. I will defeat you, Tubi. Oh, you guys can see me fighting the war against Tubi in live time. If you liked Demolition Man, you might also like The Recall with Wesley Snipes, Daylight with Stallone, Assassins, The King of New York, The Suicide Squad. I see you trying to start on me. Don't you start. New Jack City. Oh, this is all. There's You May Like. The Other Guys with Marky Mark and Will Ferrell. So another ape movie. Untraceable. I saw that one. Rush Hour. Buddy cop movie? I guess. I don't know. Black Adam? Kind of stretching it. Hot Tub Time Machine, presumably because of the time travel aspect. Species? I don't know about Species. Aquaman, Predator, Independence Day Resurgence, Commando. I definitely agree with Commando. And I definitely agree with Predator. Red Dawn, the new one, not so much. So, yeah, I don't know. That might not have been worth all that trouble, but it is good to know what else to watch. What else would I compare this to? Idiocracy. What's it called? Time After Time, I think it's called, with Mel Gibson. Is that what it's called? I forget. But let's see what's going on with these chats. Eat Jello and run the streets. There you go. See, he knows what's up. Explain the seashells. Yeah, I need you to, Cal. I haven't been able to wipe my butt in years. We went to the beach today and we collected a few, Cal. Seashells. Did you see Mr. Dan in horror there? Tubi be recommending whatever the hell it wants, right? So that's what they all kind of do. It's like, what else do we have under our thumb of being able to show people that we can advertise for? Because why was the Terminator advertised then? It's right on the front homepage. What jerks. The Running Man? Yeah, The Running Man's a good one because of the same beginning with the cop and the helicopter, and then he goes to jail and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Idiocracy. Yeah, I would go with those. She saw seashells by the seashore. She did see them. So true. So true. Ooh woo. Coin, yeah. All right, well, that has been The Running Man. That has been Demolition Man. See, now I was thinking about The Running Man after me and Jason talked about it. Hey, never mind. I see my friend the Horror Cat Dad is here. Hola, friends. Nice to see you, Larry. This is the Rolling Out Don's merch store stream, Larry. So welcome. You got here. It wouldn't be a stream if you're not here. My friend the Horror Cat Dad and I will be back on this channel on Friday. I'll be hosting Into House this week. We will be talking about all sorts of stuff under the sun, but really it's just fun to see me and Larry hang out. The dynamic is amazing. Larry, shit, spork, into house. Hey, into housers represent. We be into house. Chuck says good day. The horror. I thought you were Bruce. How's everyone doing? Welcome, Larry. You're up early. Got to go to work today. 4. So yeah, you're on the same time as I am. So you're getting up at 3:53 in the morning. Give me some prison love for that one. I'm so sorry. But yeah, that was Demolition Man. I rate it personally an 8 out of 10. I don't know what I would give it on the 5-star scale. Maybe 4 out of 5. I don't know. Too many good scenes, not enough bad ones. So it's just a classic. I understand why people will love it, and the fact it predicted the future the way it did. It's right there with Star Trek as far as predicting stuff that was going to happen. Those damn Teslas are still blowing my mind. And eventually, every restaurant's going to be Taco Bell. So what are you going to do? Work sucks. I know, right? Damn straight. But that should be the end of this stream tonight because it is 6 minutes till 4 a.m. I'm going to take my silly ass to bed. And I appreciate you for hanging out with me and staying up with me while we watch Demolition Man. I feel like it's a classic. Wesley B. Baum. And I'll wrap it up here and say, have a good night. I appreciate you all so much. Green grass and high tides forever.